is up, everybody? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we want to play instead. Wait, the new ones we play instead. How did I mess that up? I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your other host, Name, and this is episode 21.
Man, what a great way to start, man. Flub the intro, and then I forget to put your name in. I actually should have changed it to, dummy or something.
I only change it back if it says dummy, but if it says something like Name, I like to call you out.
Okay, fair enough. We got a great show for you today. Another spooky-themed episode for the month of October. But before we even jump into that, what have you been playing this week, Jeff?
Just Control. Just our Give It an Hour game.
Nice, all right.
I'm sure I played it more than an hour, but I think that's all I had time to pick up this week.
Gotcha, okay.
I'm trying to think back, but sometimes I'll pick it up. I'll pick up the system and I'll scan through about stuff I want to play, and then I'll be like, I don't actually feel like playing anything right now.
That happens often to me as well. It's you have so many games to play that you're like, I don't want to play anything.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, right? You get on and you're like, I think I'm just gonna shut off the system and go to sleep.
Yep.
That's that.
Pretty much.
It happens too often. That's cool.
Looks like you've been playing a lot.
Yeah, I played a little bit more of Ori and the Blind Forest. That I'm loving it. It's great. I'm loving all the powers, all the abilities you're getting and stuff. Fun times. I'm streaming Resident Evil 7 on the weekends. Twitch.tv/Adventure Hawkins. That's a little plug, shameless plug. That game's really fun. I feel like I'm getting pretty far through it. I've taken out 2 bosses now, and I think I'm close to getting the 3rd boss. Also been kind of still free roaming Ghost of Tsushima, just kind of tackling the map still. And then I played Red Dead 2 with Randall for a little bit. We recorded a bunch of stuff for the Red Dead series I'm doing on YouTube. So we had a lot of fun with that, except it was funny since we were online recording. We're at the camp, right? And I'm trying to get a shot of him at the campfire, like sipping a cup of coffee.
Uh-huh.
And some dude comes into the camp and just starts circling around the campfire. He just keeps walking around the campfire and will not leave. And I was like, what? Damn it. I have footage of this guy trolling us. I was like, and I couldn't shoot him because in my camp, I have the white flag up, which means everything that happens on that territory is passive. So I went up to the flag. I lowered the white flag and I shot him. And then we kept killing each other for 20 minutes. And then finally Randall and I just took off and we went to town and picked up some stuff. And anyway, we got the shots we needed, but it was just really frustrating because some guy decided to troll us at camp. I was like, are you kidding me?
Ooh, big yikes.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I've
awesome.
been able to play a lot this week.
I saw your tweet that you're gonna not do regular streams anymore.
No, I'm doing regular streams, but I'm not going to be turning them into a series. So I'm not recording the streams anymore. So for instance, Resident Evil 7, I'm not going to be recording it and turning it into a compilation video like I was planning on doing. The Ghost Recon videos, that's not going to happen anymore. There's just too much on my plate, and of course, I was recording Resident Evil 7 and I ran out of space on my computer, and I was like, this is a sign that I don't have the time for this. So I've decided not to do it and just solely focus on the podcast, focus on the Red Dead series, and have fun streaming and playing games.
Yeah, and I mean, you can clip it and people can get some nice clips out of it.
I'm still going to clip it. I'm still going to clip the good moments, but I'm not going to spend time editing YouTube videos of me playing games in my backlog. I just don't see.
Hey man,
I don't know.
Your daughters come first.
Hey man. They do. All
right.
Anyway, all right, moving on. Let's move on to
the news.
The news. I'll start with mine first because I think your news is the biggest news. But Cyberpunk is going gold. That's huge. Copies are ready to ship. That's all that means. They're ready to go. There's no more updates, no more crunch. Good to go.
I thought it was like music where when music, if you go gold, that's 500,000 copies sold. I'm like, dang, already?
Yeah.
And then, and then I looked it up, and they're like, oh no, that just means it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that just means, hey, it's gold, meaning we don't have to delay it again.
Exactly. So we're hoping that there's no more delays. But yeah, so they're gold, so they're ready to go. They're ready to ship. I'm obviously not going to play it until I get a PS5, unfortunately. but I'm sure it'll be
Mhm.
worth it. And because my PlayStation will be screaming at me, unless for some reason the PlayStation 5 comes out and it's like, garbage, and they have to like everybody has to send back their PS5 because it was horrible. But I doubt that's going to be the case.
Fair.
I'm hoping for your sake the PS5 day one consoles are pristine.
Yeah, I don't think the PS5 version is going to come out this year, so it's going to be a long time before I'm playing that game.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm not going to play
Oh,
the backwards compatible one. Sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry, you're good. Also, Ghost of Tsushima DLC is going to be dropping on the 16th of October, so that's going to be coming up real quick. They're calling it Ghost of Tsushima version 1.1. So it's coming with custom gear loadouts, new game plus, a new horse, new merchants, new dyes, new charms, new trophies. It also has that 4-player survival mission as well as the 2-player story missions. They're having a poster launch raid, and then also custom gear loadouts for the Legends themselves, as well as you can also do photo mode in Legends as well, which I think is cool. So I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you and I can maybe delve into the story missions a little bit, since it'll just be the two of us probably for a little while. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So what about
Awesome.
you?
Time for the big news. Bug Snacks has gone gold. They did a meeting with the voice actors, and they did a 30-minute gameplay video, and this game looks absolutely incredible. I'm actually I'm like non-ironically picking up that game on day one. I think it's only like $30,
Wow.
$20-$30. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm absolutely super excited for that game.
That's not the big news, by the
In
way, but okay.
in minor news, far less important, they went through the backwards compatibility of the PlayStation 5. For the backwards compatible PSVR games, you're going to have to use a PlayStation 4 camera for that, which they did announce prior. If you need to get a piece for that, they'll provide it to you for free.
Cool.
99% of games work, whether it be disc or digital. If you have the disc edition, you have to have the disc in there to play it.
Right.
All PlayStation Plus games that you have the license for with PlayStation Plus will be playable. You can transfer digital games, game data, and game saves from a PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 using the LAN cables.
That's a big one.
Connecting wirelessly with Wi-Fi, but I imagine that's going to take way longer.
Yeah, but I mean, the save data, like, that's huge. Like, that'll save you a lot of time. Like, you could always just download the games off your PlayStation Plus account or whatever, but the big one is going to be the save data, just being able to transfer that over immediately.
Yeah, and also I know a lot of people have an external hard drive that they plug in so that they can move the information back quicker, and you're going to be able to transfer that straight to the PlayStation 5 as well.
Sweet.
Being able to transfer saves to the PlayStation 5 versions will vary from game to game, but I do know that Miles Morales and Sackboy, you'll be able to move your progress to the updated PS5 versions.
Sweet.
They do have select games that won't be working so far for the PlayStation 5. They're going to label these as PlayStation 4 only games.
Right.
And so far they have 10 games. They have DWVR, Afro Samurai 2, TT Isle of Men, Ride on the Edge 2, Just Deal with It, Shadow Complex Remastered, Robinson the Journey, which is the only PlayStation VR game on the list.
Oh, interesting.
We Sing, Hitman Go, Shadwen, and Joe's Diner.
Not We Sing.
Not Joe's Diner. But the good news is it sounds like these games could be patched in the future to work on a PlayStation 5.
Cool.
So it's not like it's never going to work, but at this point in time, they do not work. So it's up to the devs.
So basically, they're attempting to do 100% of PS4 games available on PlayStation 5, it sounds like.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think at that point, it's not going to be on PlayStation. It's going to be on the devs, whether or not they want to make it compatible.
That makes sense. Yeah. Also, I heard that PS4 controllers are going to work on the PS5.
Yes. And I actually think, but they're only going to work on PlayStation 4 games.
Right. Not the PS5 games.
Yeah. So you can't use a DualShock 4 on a PlayStation 5 upgraded version of a game.
Right. But that's really cool, though, because I've seen a lot of people that they're like controller collectors and they have like hundreds of controllers. So these people are going to be very happy to be able to continue to play like their extensive backlog, PS4 backlog with their controllers. So I think that's pretty cool. They're still going to be usable to an extent. I actually
think it's recommended, if not required, to use a PlayStation 4 controller for the PlayStation 4 games.
Oh, that's interesting. I know that they said that.
That would suck, but we'll see.
That's crazy. All right, well.
Imagine if they made you get like a PlayStation 2 controller to play like Maxter, because it's That'd be so frustrating.
You're like scouring eBay for a PlayStation 2 controller.
And then you have to buy the $50 adapter.
Screw you, Sony!
I'm steamed thinking about it.
I know, right? That's just frustrating. I don't want to think about that anymore. But anyway, that's the news for you guys. Fun stuff. All right. Cool. So we're gonna jump into some retrospect. Spec. Do you like that? Okay.
Sure.
Sure. Oh my god. All right, so we haven't done retrospect. Well, we've done it recently, but it just every time we do retrospect, it feels like it's been forever. So actually, this was a fun one. There was a lot of good games. Like I was,
I like it when it's once a month because you could cherry pick the big stuff and
and
some of the interesting stuff.
Right, and there was just so many to pick from. I was like, dang, what do I do? So I tried to like get one from each generation of their anniversary. So I'll start off with Fallout New Vegas, which came out October 19th of 2010. So it'll be its 10th anniversary. Some fun facts about Fallout New Vegas. Matthew Perry was cast in Fallout New Vegas due to being a fan of the previous game Fallout 3. He also gave away a signed copy of Fallout 3, not because he was in it, but rather just because he claimed that it was his favorite game. Another fun fact, in the game, there is a reference to the comic Calvin and Hobbes. In the comic, Calvin's favorite cereal is chocolate frosted sugar bombs, which is referenced with the food item sugar bombs. And Jeff's showing his
Calvin and
Hobbes tattoo. And if you guys aren't aware, we actually are doing the show now live every Sunday night on Twitch. So if you're listening to this on the podcast and you want to check us out live, follow me on Twitch, Adventure Hawkins, and you can watch this live. You could
show me being too fat to turn all the way around.
Yeah, I do the pre-show at 8 p.m. Play the game of the hour, and then we do a little Q&A afterwards if there's people in chat. So anyway,
if no one shows up today, we'll find something else to do.
All right, why don't you take the next one, Jeff?
Next one is Shadow of the Colossus. Came out October 18th, 2005. It is the 15th anniversary of this game.
Right.
It has since been remade and a game that's sitting on my backlog.
Oh, yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus was originally planned around groups of characters on horses working cooperatively to defeat the Colossi. However, this was canceled due to it being too difficult for the PlayStation 2's hardware. I wish that's something they could have accomplished.
I know, man. That'd have been so fun playing
if we could play that one together, like even 2-player, I would have been stoked.
Dude.
Yeah. It was originally supposed to have 48 colossi, but that number was cut down to 24 and then went down to 16. And in some instances of these cut colossi, they were fully fleshed out and designed.
Can you imagine like playing through 48 of those things? That'd have been insane.
I mean, I'm sure they would have been much quicker fights.
I guess, but yeah, but I don't know. I was so bummed.
Would have been dope.
I was so bummed when I read that there was going to be like possibly some sort of multiplayer co-op, and then they were like, nope. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the fact they didn't incorporate it like afterwards was crazy. I don't understand. Like, whatever.
That game didn't even like touch my radar back when it came out, but the remake did, and I think I even picked it up day one, and then I played it, and it just didn't hook me. But I do want to go back to it.
Cool.
At some point.
Yeah, I want to play the remake that you purchased, so definitely want to check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Next on the list, we got Tekken Tag Tournament. Came out October 26th of the year 2000. It's its 20th anniversary this year. So this fun fact was when porting the game to the PlayStation 2, the developers portrayed each of the characters' teeth with polygons. Years later, Harada, the producer of the Tekken series, looked back and thought that, in quote, it was a total waste of polygons.
Big sad.
I know, right?
Teeth people.
I never played Tekken.
He doesn't even smile.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I never played Tekken in the arcade. It was always Mortal Kombat for me or Street Fighter. So I was never a Tekken guy.
I think I've played it like in arcades and then maybe like the demo discs versions of the game. The only like I used to play all of the PlayStation demo discs, and they had one called Bloody Roar where you can kind of transform into an animal mid-fight and it would power you up.
Yes, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
I never played the real game, but I loved the demo.
Dude, PlayStation demos, man,
all the time.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah,
that's great. All right.
Next one was Time Crisis. Came out October 1st, 1995, celebrating its 25th anniversary. Fun fact for this one, since the PlayStation CPU is much lower than that of the System 22 arcade hardware, the team reduced demands on the PlayStation CPU by cutting the game's frame rate in half. reducing the number of polygons used, emulating the real-time lighting by coloring the polygons one by one, and delaying the appearance of enemies so that only a certain number of enemies could appear on screen at any time.
That's insane.
I need to work out. I ran out of breath just saying that.
You need to stream, dude. Just you'll improve your speech length, your breath.
I need to get back into theater, but I'm so burnt out on it.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
But I try singing in the car now. I'm like, I could hit that note 6 months ago.
Dude, I loved Time Crisis as a kid, though. My dad and I would play this in the arcades all the time.
Yeah, I was like, I've never once played this game on console, but I played this in Area 51 in arcades with my dad, like on the regular.
Right. Well, this was referring to the arcade version. To clarify, the fun fact was just when they were porting it over to the PlayStation. It's the arcade's 25th anniversary.
Got it.
So
I mean, I can't imagine that the PlayStation 1 came that much further after it.
Yeah, probably not. It was probably intended to port over, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
It's just not the same without the gun in your hand.
No, it's not. And it's so cool. If you've never experienced Time Crisis, you have to go find an arcade of Time Crisis and play it, and you'll understand. Man, we're old. Okay, moving on. The last game, The Secret of Monkey Island, which came out October 15th, 1990. Its 30th anniversary this year. I have some really fun facts about this one. There's a few. Guybrush, which is the main character, can examine a stump in the forest. Upon doing so, the game prompts the player to insert a number of fictitious discs. The LucasArts help desk received so many calls regarding these missing discs that the joke was subsequently removed from future releases of the game. Like, that is so good. People are like, wait, I need a disc? Oh, no. And then, another one. The insults for the sword fighting sequences in The Secret Monkey Island were conceived by Orson Scott Card, author of the Ender's Game series. He apparently received help from his kids in coming up with some of the more lame insults, which I think is super cute. And then last but not least, there is a secret code in... Yeah, you know what? There's a secret code in The Secret Monkey Island that allows the player to instantly win the game. If the player presses Control-Shift-W, they will be prompted with the message, "Are you sure you want to win?" By selecting yes, the game will immediately end. You're going to go and try that out now, aren't you?
No, because I don't own this game.
Right, I'm talking about the people who actually have the game. Yeah, so I thought that's hilarious. Like, oh, you want to win? You sure? Okay, go ahead. Some honorable mentions. Fear came out October 18th of 2010 with its 10th anniversary. Fable 3, October 26th, 2010, 10th anniversary.
Best game on the list.
What's that?
Best game on the list.
Sorry. The fun facts weren't that good. Star Wars Force Unleashed 2, October 26th, 2010, 10th anniversary. With its 15th anniversary, Call of Duty 2, October 25th in 2005. With their 20th anniversaries, we have Skies of Arcadia and Time Splitters. And for its 30th anniversary, we have the Game Gear Color Console Japan release, October 1st of 1990. So there you go. Little gaming history for you guys. Hope you enjoyed that.
We were alive for all of these games.
That blows my mind. Like, that is insane.
Yeah.
1990. I don't remember what I was doing in 1990. Wait, my sister was born the year before. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So old.
All right. Well, moving on to the main topic, the horror
forward.
Games we can't wait to play. Now, whether they're all the games we want to play or not, we're going to find out. I found this list online. It was like all the upcoming horror games, coming out between now and 2021. So we've watched the trailers.
You're still calling it games we can't wait to play? For the record, I can wait to play all of these.
It's a catchy title. Leave me alone. It's a buzz title.
It's clickbait.
It's clickbait. Yes, I'm clickbaiting. Surprise!
It's horror games he can't wait to play. Nathan
horror games I don't know if I want to play or not. Oh my god! All right, I think there's like a slight delay because I feel like I'm talking over you half the time, and I apologize. Okay, cool. Sorry, one sec. Let me. Okay, cool. I think why don't you start? Why don't you start us off, Jeff?
Great. The first game was Remothered Broken Porcelain, coming out October 20th, 2020, coming out on multiple platforms. It's a survival horror game from Italian studio Storman Games, which is a sequel to Remothered Tormented Fathers. Oh, that name's even worse than this one. It was supposed to come out in August, as shown by the trailer that you sent me,
Right.
and I can't wait for this game to come out on the PlayStation 3. I thought this game looked absolutely awful. Like I just kept looking at like the main character's mouths, and she's like running, like her mouth's not even like moving. Most of the time it was just shut, even when she was supposed to be scared. And then they had the audacity after the trailer ends to show the same character with expressions on her face reacting to the end of the trailer more so than she did in the trailer. This is a game I won't even play if they asked me to play it at $5 an hour.
Wow. You wouldn't play this game and be paid? Wow, that's
No.
bad. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know.
It was rough.
I agree. Like the game didn't look that great, like in terms of graphics, but honestly, it looked really anxiety inducing. Just the fact that you're getting chased constantly by big people and you're a little kid trying to like run and hide from them, like those kind of games always intrigue me. But I really like how the girl seems to have some ways to interact with the people chasing her. Like with Outlast, you were screwed. You had to hide and you had to wait it out and time your movement properly. This one seems like you can throw knives, like bottles. Well, you have a knife. You could throw bottles. Seems like she also has some kind of like telekinesis power too, or some kind of mind control power. Like she can see through their eyes or something. I don't know. Which kind of reminds me of this Japanese horror game called Siren. Have you ever played Siren? It was on the
I
PS2.
don't play horror games,
Okay,
so.
fine. It was on the PS2. It was really cool, really creepy. But anyway, it kind of reminded me of that. This game, honestly, like if it was on a really low, like a really good sale, I'd probably pick it up.
Okay.
So,
that's fair.
but that's it.
This is your genre, though. This is like not my genre, so I'm like a
Right.
really tough sell right now.
Right, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on to the next one. Dark Pictures Anthology Little Hope, coming October 30th, 2020. This one actually was supposed to also come out during the summertime, I think, like April or something. But this also got pushed to October 30th, 2020. I imagine all these games are getting pushed probably because of COVID, I'm assuming. But yeah, so this is also going to be on all platforms. This is the interactive drama survival horror by Supermassive Games. They also brought you Men of Medan and Until Dawn. This looks like more of the same, basically, of what they've been producing. You know, more of this interactive choose your own adventure, your choices matter. It also has the co-op story with 2 to 5, and then the co-op story for 2 people. Then you can do the 2 to 5 players for the movie night mode where you pass around the controller. So I don't know. What do you think about this game? What do you think about it?
I don't know why you'd release a game the day before Halloween. Like, I feel like you should have all of October to release spooky games, unless they're expecting you to beat this game in one day.
I agree. Like, you're gonna play it.
Did we beat the first one in one sitting?
Yes, we did actually. We did.
Oh, so I guess you could beat it in one day.
If they're gonna continue this, if they're gonna continue like this really short like movie length experience, this might be something they want you to play on Halloween night, maybe with friends. Like everybody, like okay, the game's out. Everybody come on over for Halloween since we can't go out, and we'll all wear masks and play the game.
Or could, like, I wonder if you could like stream it, and then your friends could help you make the decisions. But I think the stream lag would be too much.
Yeah, the stream lag can be pretty much like you'd have to pause the game, I think, to go through that, and that would just suck.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this one because I had such a good time playing the co-op.
Right.
I actually think I'm gonna do the controller passing one with Emily soon.
Cool.
But like that trailer didn't do anything for me. Like I didn't care about any of the characters or like the Puritan or like kind of thing that they had going on.
Right.
I don't know. It didn't it didn't do a whole lot for me. But I will definitely pick this one up. Like if you want to play it on like day one, I'll be like, great, let's do it.
Cool.
But that didn't do anything to convince me that I need this game.
The only thing that did convince me a little bit more with this game was the fact that the world seemed a little bit larger. With Man of Medan, I kind of hated the fact that you were stuck on one location, and it just felt like you were literally on a boat, and then you were on a boat, and that was it. And I kind of wish there was.
We also had that haunted house area.
Was there?
It wasn't just the boat. There was like the house where like people were falling through and like getting impaled and stuff. It wasn't just the boat.
That wasn't the boat still?
Stories. No. Are
you not thinking of Until Dawn?
No, I never played Until Dawn. Like I only played that for about 3 or 4. No, sorry. I played that for like an hour.
Oh, okay. If it,
Yeah, you
well,
can't give me that for an hour. No,
I will say this though: Until Dawn, you need to play. That game is actually, I think, way better than Man of Medan, to be honest.
I couldn't get into it. Like
Really?
honestly, I wouldn't have been able to get into Man and Medan if it wasn't for you either. So,
Oh, okay.
um,
Interesting.
I think that might just be how I feel about horror games in general. Like other
Maybe.
people need to be in the room, or
I
we
see.
need to be playing it together.
Yeah, it's like a group
Just
experience
something
for you.
about like walk, 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 walk. Look at this piece of paper. Read the note. There's important information regarding the game's lore. If you don't read the note, you're not going to understand what's going on. You didn't see the note. You need to go back for it.
I get that. I get that. Fair enough, though. I mean,
Yeah.
so you would definitely hate the Silent Hill series then, because that's all that is. It's like a lot of walking around, picking up notes, reading things, solving puzzles, and shooting
That's
stuff.
not for, and then jump scare. Like
Jump scares, yeah, a lot of jump scares.
yeah, that's not for me. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
this is definitely games not that we are not looking forward to. But I will definitely still play this game as long as we're both playing it.
Cool. All right. Well, moving on. I'm gonna buy this one for sure. If you don't,
let's
so
go on to
sorry.
yeah. I mean, and plus these games aren't like $60 games.
No, they're not. They're not.
They're like $40 tops.
The medium will probably be a $60 game though.
Yeah, that one's coming out for the PlayStation and Xbox Series X. Developed by Bloober Team, the psychological horror where you play in third person as Marianne, a medium who can travel into a spirit realm.
Did you say PlayStation?
I'm
Or
gonna
did
be
you say PC?
You said PC XSX.
Right. Okay. For some reason, I thought you said PlayStation, so I must be hearing
No, I
things.
said PC and Xbox Series X.
Okay, I'm sleepy.
If you go back and listen to it and I was wrong, then change my answer. I'm gonna be honest. I zoned out during this trailer and I didn't end up writing. I just was like watching it and I was like, "All right, it's over."
What's next? Senua. Okay.
Tell me your thoughts on this one.
Honestly, this reminded me a lot of Silent Hill, to be honest, where they have the
Okay.
two different worlds. Kind of. What's really funny. I was talking about this on stream the other day. Literally, Stranger Things is a knockoff of Silent Hill for the most part. Silent Hill has that whole the underworld or the upside down world. It's two separate worlds, and you're traveling between the two constantly back and forth. So that seems like this.
Likable.
Yes, the characters are very likable, but also in Silent Hill 2, the characters are very likable. But yeah, so I kind of liked that idea. Like, I love that concept of having two separate worlds and you're constantly probably interchanged between the two, or they kind of work together. Looks like a lot of puzzles and running away, kind of game. So it seems like that'll be the focus, not so much combat, which is also pretty cool. I will not be able to buy this, unfortunately, and I will not buy this for PC because I know my PC can't handle it. Otherwise, if I could, I would buy this at full price.
At full price?
I would. It looks good enough for me. Looks good enough for me. But I would not buy this at all now because I'm not getting an Xbox as of now, and my PC can't handle it, so I won't be getting it anyway.
I think eventually, I'm calling it now, eventually you're going to get an Xbox.
You think?
I think you're going to get the Xbox Series S.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, and I think if I go for one, I would probably go for the X. $35 a month isn't bad.
No, it's not.
That's a commitment for 2 years.
That is a lot of money for 2 years. Yeah, it's like paying like three Netflix subscriptions or something, or three Netflix subscriptions. Like, that's crazy. If you think about it, like all the other subscription things you're probably subscribed to add that to it, it's a lot.
But it also comes with the ultimate Game Pass.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I don't know. It's
you'll be able to play anything. I don't know.
You're getting a hell of a deal.
Maybe I'll get the S. I don't know, because I'm only really getting it for 2 games. I'm getting it for Fable.
Right.
I'm getting it for 12 minutes.
Right.
Like, those are the only 2 games I care about in terms of exclusivity.
What about that Honey I Shrunk the Kids game? That looks pretty fun.
Was that only Xbox?
Yes. Only Xbox and PC.
But you won't have it, so what's the point?
I don't know. Shut up.
So, boom.
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 All right, cool. Moving on to Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 to be announced. Coming out for PC and Xbox Series X. This is Ninja Theory's action-adventure sequel to Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Honestly, I'm really upset this went to Xbox because I'm really enjoying playing the original, or the first game on PlayStation. It's a really fun game. I'm really enjoying it. So Kind of upset. But you know what? Congrats to Microsoft on snagging that one because it was a good snag. It's a good move.
Did they buy the company?
I don't know if they bought Ninja Theory. That's a good question. We'll have to look into that. But they snagged it, so it's theirs now. But yeah, I would definitely. I think eventually, if I end up getting an Xbox Series S, I would definitely pick this up for sure, hands down. So I think by that time it would be on sale. What about you?
I really enjoy the first one so far. I feel like the trailer might have spoiled something that might happen at the end of the first game, but I'm not 100% sure. But I kind of I kind of wish I didn't see the trailer.
Right.
It did look visually better than the first one. And I just looked it up. It looked like in June 2018, it was officially announced that Ninja Theory had entered into an agreement to be acquired by Microsoft.
There you go.
So they are owned by Microsoft now. And that's why you're only going to be able to play it on one of those two consoles.
Makes sense. Cool.
Yeah, but I thought the trailer looked incredible.
It looks so good.
That I had no idea what was going on, but like in a good way.
Right?
Yeah, like the tree people.
Dude, everything was so disturbing. It's so disturbing to watch that trailer, especially her face. It's all like twitchy and just creepy as hell.
Yeah, it was very detailed in an amazing way.
Yep.
I don't know how that could be in an amazing way. Anyway, the next game was Little Nightmares 2, to be announced the release date, but it's coming out on multiple platforms as well. Puzzle platform from Tarsier Studios. Just watching that trailer, I'm still so upset that it is officially not going to be a multiplayer game.
No,
and that's the number one thing holding me back from getting it at launch.
Really? Okay.
I thought the new one was a great value for the complete edition at $7.
And for sure.
If they don't do multiplayer, that's what I'm going to wait for again.
Cool.
I'm going to beat this one and wait for the new one to get $7.
Fair enough. Yeah,
what about you?
I feel the same. Looks like more of the same kind of gameplay that we've seen in the first one. Just much better visuals, and you have the companion obviously to work with. And I'm really liking what I'm playing so far. I still need to beat it. I feel like I've gotten pretty far in the game though, and I don't know. This won't be a day one buy for me. It'll definitely be a sale, but I will buy it. It'll be a sale game.
Absolutely.
Just like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. But yeah, this game looks great. I mean, I think the graphical difference is pretty impressive. So
yeah,
that's it. Cool.
Great. What's the next one?
Moving on to Amnesia Rebirth, which I had no idea was coming out till like this week. Comes out October 20th on PS4 and PC. It's the latest horror title from Frictional Games, the sequel to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Little information on this game. It says it takes place in the Algerian desert where a woman named Tassi Trianon has to survive otherworldly-looking monstrosities with little more than her wits and some limited supplies. Now, I haven't played any of the other Amnesia games, but the setting is actually really intriguing to me. I really want to explore this area. So, just based on the world that they showed, that they're kind of building this game around, I actually do want to pick this up for sale at some point. But I do want to go back and play the other Amnesia games first, just to kind of see what I'm getting into before I make that decision. But I think for sure, just based on the world that they were showing, it seemed really cool. At first, I thought they had landed on some kind of planet that had been deserted or something. Kind of like, what was that movie? It was supposed to be the prequel to the Alien movies.
With Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, why don't I remember?
It kind of reminded me
so much.
It reminded
Prometheus.
It reminded me of Prometheus a little bit, and that's kind of what intrigued me because it just seemed like this deserted desert, like forgotten world. So anyway, I definitely want to pick this up on sale if I like the other Amnesia games, but we'll see.
Yeah, I literally wrote, if I can get through the other games, I will pick this up on sale.
Cool.
I like the trailer didn't do a whole lot for me. Like it showed a lot of environments and they like artistically they have their own style and it looked cool. But I wrote, I'm just too chicken to play the other games, so we'll see if I ever pick this one up. Like my favorite gameplay of Amnesia Machine for Pigs is like, all right, thank you for coming to my stream. We're gonna start this game, and then the door opens, and then they're like, nope, and they close the game and they're done with it forever. That's how I feel going into that.
That's great.
If you would like to play this game and have a gaming computer, it's going to be free starting on Thursday with Epic Games.
Right.
Amnesia Machine for Pigs. So that's an excellent opportunity to try out this game. If you have a PlayStation 4 and you've had PlayStation Plus for over a year,
Yep.
I think it was last year they gave you both games for
Yep.
free.
Yep.
The Dark Descent and Machine for Pigs.
Yeah, I think we collected those, so I think we both have those on our systems.
Oh, I did for sure. So if you didn't, I do. So
Yep.
yeah, I'll pick that one up on sale if I beat the other two games. But I have a feeling
Fair.
I'm gonna be too chicken to play the
Fair
other two games.
enough.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Moving on.
Great. So the next thing we have Resident Evil 8 Village. The release date has not been announced yet, but it's coming out for next gen and PC. It's a survival horror from Capcom, and it's a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. This trailer was not as good as the last trailer for me.
Okay.
It was like very slow, and then like the mother was telling the story, and then she's like, "What? It's just a story." And then like it showed a couple clips, and it was the end. If that was the trailer that came out during like the conference,
Mhm.
I'd have been like, "No." But,
I'm good, Scott.
yeah, I want to like Resident Evil games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a major chicken, and I know that.
Right.
I got through 4, and I really liked the story of 4, and then I picked up 5, and I'm like, I don't care about anyone in this game, and that's the only other Resident Evil experience I have is watching you play 7 in VR, and
Right.
that was one of the highlights of our friendship.
You should just go watch all the VODs of me playing Resident Evil 7 then, because they're all really good. Of just me screaming and jumping and freaking out.
Your wife coming in like, Nathan,
Shut up!
finally got the kids asleep.
No,
She
I'm
sounds just like that.
just like that. I'm so thankful that I'm like far away from every bedroom in this house. Like I'm at the way corner of the entire house on the bottom floor. Nobody can hear me down here. It's great. But anyway, yeah. If this game is just going to be more of what I'm playing in Resident Evil 7 right now, I'm 100% down. Werewolves, witchcraft, all that stuff. Super cool. Love that concept. Not exactly sure if we're changing time periods because I know that we're playing similar characters that we've played in the past. Like Leon, I believe Leon Kennedy's in the game. Or not Leon, Chris is in the game.
Chris Redfield.
Chris Redfield's in the game. And then Mia's in the game, and she's in Resident Evil 7. So I don't know if we're changing time period, but based on some of the scenes, it looks like we are. I don't know. But I will definitely pay full price for this. Probably won't be a day one purchase, but I would definitely pay full price for it because I just know that these games are quality. So
yeah, I'm still I was like waiting for because I think I gave you the disc for 7, right?
yes, you did.
Okay, because I was waiting for it to go on sale and for a good price again before I tried it myself in VR, and then they announced that they were releasing it for the PlayStation Plus collection, and I'm like, great, now I never have to buy it. I wanted to play it on PC VR, but I found out the PC version doesn't even have a VR version.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, it's super upsetting.
I should be finishing it this month, so if you want it back, I can send it to you.
It's just going to come on my PlayStation 5 for free. I don't need it.
Fair enough.
You could sell it. I don't care.
Look at that. I'll probably do that, or I'll try to.
I heard the DLC's good, so you should probably get through that too.
Yeah, I heard there's. I keep seeing that every time I start the game up. It's like, do you want to check this out? I was like, I'll check it out later. But yeah, I heard it's cool. Sweet. All right, so it'll be a full price for me. You don't really know.
Sale for me.
Sale. Okay, cool. All right, Dying Light 2, 2020 multi-platform. Seems like there's still a TBA for exactly when. It might be Q4. I'm not exactly sure. Couldn't really find concrete information on it. But it's the survival horror action RPG from Techland. I still haven't played all of Dying Light, the first one, to make a judgment call on whether I actually want more of this. But, I mean, it's parkour and it's zombies. So, super fun.
That's the one we played a little bit together,
Yeah,
right?
you and I played together. And I actually had a great time playing with you specifically.
Yeah.
But it's
I think
interesting.
I would do it again multiplayer. But yeah, it's the same thing for me. I'm like,
yeah.
why am I doing this alone?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I want to play that one with you specifically, and that's it. But I did notice in the trailer that Aiden says he's infected. So I'm almost wondering if you'll turn into a zombie at night, or if you're going to at least gain the abilities that are heightened like the zombies. So if you'll be able to like run faster and jump higher, because that would be awesome to be like a hybrid human in Dying Light 2. That'd be a really cool twist.
He did make a pretty big jump where I was like, all right, buddy, calm down. He made the big jump and then into the other like trailer thing, and he swung in like a cool entrance.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if he's like a hybrid human because he's infected. Because they even showed like that bracelet in the trailer, how it's like changing colors. So
Yeah,
I have no idea what that's
yeah,
about. But I'm
yeah. I thought
intrigued.
that was like an indicator of how infected he was, or
Right.
something like that.
Maybe he's running out of time.
Uh,
That could be it.
one of my big notes was, oh look, another edgy hooded brooding protagonist. I thought his hood looked super lame, and I'm like, oh look, he's wearing a mask too. It's like a quarantine. He doesn't want to get anyone else sick.
Right,
Um,
right.
but I thought the gameplay looked cool, and I heard there's going to be a lot of like branching choices or stories based on your choices.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, so I think that's supposed to be really cool as well. If this one's also multiplayer, I'll pick it up at a high price, but
Okay.
maybe not full price until we beat the first one.
I'm with you there. I think I'm gonna pick it up for sale if you don't pick it up.
Yeah,
Um,
if it was like $40, $45, I'd be like, all right, we
yeah,
beat the first one, I'll play that one.
yeah. I
But
got to beat the first one, so maybe we can try to beat the first one at some point.
yeah, yeah.
Get through it. All right, cool. Moving on.
Next one up was System Shock Redux, to be announced in terms of platforms and release date. It's an action RPG from Night Dive Studios, which is a remake of the 1994 game. It looked really cool, but it didn't scream like modern. I mean, definitely not modern horror for me. It kind of felt like
Right.
a Doom type first
Yes.
person shooter.
Yep.
I
Yep.
like the aesthetic a lot. I liked the counter of your bullets left on the gun as you were playing.
Yep.
But like a lot of these, it's like first person shooters are so tough. But at least this one, I know will be less of an exploring aspect and more of like a hunt down and kill kind of thing.
Right. Right. Kind of like a run and gun. Yeah, I actually wrote the exact same thing. I said feels very old school Doom to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I are on the exact same page. And like we haven't seen much of aesthetically the color scheme and design like this, which
Yeah.
seems pretty cool. So the game just looks interesting. But also the gameplay also seems generic though enough to where I may not want to pick it up unless the story is somewhat interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with this one. But it's going to probably be a sale or just not at all, depending on what we see in the future for the story.
It's either like this one, I think could get by if the gameplay was really, really, really fun.
Right.
Do you watch Nakey Jakey videos at all?
I do not.
He recently did like an hour-long video on Last of Us 2, and it was it was a really long video, but he was talking about how he has this like brain that needs to be engaged 100% at video games
Hmm.
by the gameplay, and Last of Us 1 was one of the few examples where the characters got him through it, but most of the time his brain's like, I need to kill that guy, like how do I end this cutscene so I can blow that car up, like if that game is that kind of fun, I will play it. But if they just add a decent story, I think I'll be sold.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, cool. What's next?
Next is Rainbow Six Quarantine, the first one to capitalize on modern times. It is a 3-player co-op tactical shooter from Ubisoft. The cool trailer was cool, but Rainbow Six and first-person shooters are both major turnoffs for me.
Fair enough.
So this will be a tough sell for me. I don't think I would pay for this. I think at best, because it's co-op, I would play it with you if you bought it.
Cool. All right, sounds good. Sounds fair. Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of Rainbow Six Vegas back in the day. And this could be cool with zombies, but I want to say Rainbow Six Vegas was third person, and this is all first. But I don't know. I'll probably pass on this one though too, just because I don't have any FPS friends really. Like you and I could play an FPS together, but because I mean, Dying Light 2 technically is a first person game as well, but
I know,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
something about that, like the way it works, got me.
Yeah,
I did still get nauseous playing that game, but
yeah,
something
different.
about it just
I hear
captured
you.
me.
Yeah, so I'll probably pass on this one actually, to be honest. It looked really cool.
Wow.
It looked really cool. Like it could look. It might actually take out Call of Duty Zombies, but we don't know yet.
No Sam Fisher out of 10.
Exactly.
Splinter Cell.
Nice.
Is that noise coming from your end or my end?
What
It's like a
noise?
thing. It's the air conditioner. It's probably coming from mine. It's like you
Okay.
could hear the machine outside because I opened my window.
Oh,
My
that's all
bad.
It's all good. I
All
can't. I
right.
can't hear
Well,
it.
is the next game you? It's
Yeah,
you.
it's me. Yeah, Saturnalia to be announced on PC. It's a survival horror adventure from Santa Ragione or Ragione. I don't know how to say that. You play as a cast of characters exploring an isolated village of ancient ritual. Its labyrinth roads will change each time you lose all of your characters. It's also the creators of Phonatica, Mirror Moon EP, and Wheels of Aurelia. Haven't heard of any of those games, and but the art style looks really cool. It's funny because the art style actually kind of reminded me of the Take on Me music video.
Yeah.
like
No, I get
like
it.
the hand drawn. It looks like it's constantly moving pencil drawing.
Yeah. I
It's
thought
only
this.
I don't know. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh no, you go. No, only on PC as of now, so this is a wait and see for me.
This is the best art style that we've seen on the list so far. Everything's going for like
Wow.
photorealism, and not many of them are doing well.
Right.
It didn't tell me very much about the game, but that trailer was from back in January.
Right.
So I'm sure there's been updated ones since then. But this is, of everything we've seen so far, even more than Dark Pictures, this is the horror game that I want to play.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad I found one.
I know
We got
you found
one.
one.
All right, sweet. Yeah, this is a pass for me probably, or a wait and see, depending on where it goes. If they port it,
I mean, it's PC. It's like I'm sure your computer can handle it, but
maybe. Cool.
yeah. Great. I think I did 2 in a row because I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to talking about that one, but then you got it. But
no, I did Saturnalia, so you're good.
I know I meant earlier.
Oh,
But this one, the next one, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, to be announced, but it's going to be on current and next gen.
Mhm.
And it's open world action RPG from Hardsuit Labs. If the game and story and characters can meet the trailers, I will play this game.
Yep.
It was the first game on this list to legitimately creep me out.
Yes.
Seeing all the people on the hooks like that,
Mhm.
like Emily looked down, and I'm like, I'm glad you looked down because that was legitimately awful.
Right.
And I like if they can get cutscenes and story to match that. I'm worried it'll be a Dead Island situation,
Right.
where the trailer looked cool and then the story and characters looked engaging, and then I'm like, oh no, you just drive cars around and hit people. But I looked up gameplay for the first game, and it did look like it had story. But something about the quietness of horror games like this while you're walking around is unappealing for me. Like the trailer had really fun music, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, it did.
It wasn't Donkashane.
Yes.
And I
So
love that.
good.
I love the tone that it created for the game.
Yes.
Even the Joker wannabe dancing going around by everybody.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm worried that I'll get in it and I'll just feel like, okay, when's the next thing gonna happen?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the information. But
next,
that was a well done trailer and got me interested.
The trailer I think was the best trailer out of all these trailers I've seen in all the horror games. I was actually so intrigued by this game. I actually did some research on the Wikipedia. I'm going to read it to you because I think this will sell the game for you.
Okay.
Bloodlines 2 is presented mainly from the first-person perspective, alternating to third-person for contextual activities such as specific attacks. Before the game begins, players create a vampire character and can select a character background that informs who they were as a human, such as a barista, the default background with no bonuses, career criminal, coroner, a police officer, each of these offering different dialogue and interaction options with the game world. The player can engage in side missions away from the main story, some of which can be discovered through exploration. The player possesses a mobile phone and can text non-player characters to obtain information leading to other missions. Enemies and opposing forces can be dealt with violently, avoided through stealth, or even seduced with sufficient abilities. Additionally, there are 5 factions with whom the player can ally themselves. Factions are shaped by ideologies instead of abilities, and determine who is friend and foe to the player. They can join multiple factions simultaneously, remaining loyal or working against them from within, and some factions will refuse to work the player depending on their actions.
That's pretty cool,
right? Like it sounds like it to me. It sounds like Skyrim, but like modern day vampire.
It's more linear than those kind of games in terms of like, if you want, you can go way over here to get a more piece of the story, but that's not really important. But you'll trick yourself into thinking that you have to do it for this. Like, I'm like if it has like that, all sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that it's a guided experience where you make those choices as you go.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be some. I feel it's gonna be like God of War, just slightly not as expansive because God of War was very much you could split off and do a whole bunch of things. I feel like this, just based on the maps that I was seeing, it seems like it's not gonna be that ridiculous.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. But I also read that blood is necessary for survival, which is cool. And I guess the original that you mentioned was a failure or a relative failure because it was released alongside Half-Life 2, Halo 2, and Metal Gear 3.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it did horribly because of all the games that came out at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But honestly, just based on the gameplay description, I would pay full price for this. No question.
I would get a high, like if we were splitting it, that's more manageable. But
Cool. We'd split it.
I was gonna say like a $40. I might be interested in picking this one up.
Sweet.
But I do want to play the first one first. I might have it on Steam.
Yeah, I may watch a video on it just to kind of catch up. But anyway,
Yeah,
definitely
that's
gonna buy
fair.
this. So
Great.
Cool. Next up is the Outlast trials to be announced for consoles or PC. I imagine it'll be out for everything. Probably next gen, I imagine. It's the first-person psychological horror survival game from Red Barrels. It's the third installment of the series, but a prequel to the other two. This one features test subjects in a Cold War experiment. The first one gave me so much anxiety. I don't know. I'll play this one probably, but I really need to get through 1 and 2 first to see if I actually want to tackle this one.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would be a sale for me.
Yeah, I wrote cool trailer. If the game plays like the trailer looked or implied, I would do it. But it was another one of those things where they put it up with a chill song and some gruesome things happen in the trailer.
Yep.
But I looked up gameplay for the other one, and it was another no music whatsoever.
Right.
Pick up this item, pick up this note, read it. So I do own and I do want to play the other two games, but I'll call it like Dead Island syndrome, where it's like,
right.
Please don't be a misleading trailer. And I feel like horror games do that more than any other genre.
Yeah, because story is not as important as the experience.
But they still find it important to put a story to the trailer.
I know,
even though that doesn't represent the game experience.
I know. I feel like horror games should only focus on gameplay trailers and not story trailers, unless the story is legitimately the focal point. Like the Resident Evil series, the Silent Hill series. Those games are story driven, but there is a lot of puzzles and walking around and solving things like that. So
yeah. The next game we'll talk about. I'll just get to it. Are you gonna buy this one? Oh, you said maybe on sale?
I did. I said more than likely on sale if I beat the other two.
Yeah, same. I want to say the next one, Once Upon a Time in Roswell, coming out for the PC at some point. First-person psychological horror from Quarter Circle Games that chronicles the story of the family's disappearance in 1947 Roswell, USA. Explore the home whilst witnessing horrific flashbacks and otherworldly entries. I enjoyed this trailer, because I felt like it was honest about the gameplay.
Yes, I agree.
The whole thing felt as if you were playing as the character, even if it wasn't 100% rep or 100% gameplay in the trailer.
Right.
But it was very honest about what you're going to get if you pick up this game.
Right.
It had a walking situation or walking simulator feel like Edith Finch, but scarier and probably with a lot of jump scares.
Yep.
So I feel like this one might be more up your alley because you do enjoy those kinds of games.
I do. I do. And this did look super creepy. They did a really nice job, especially that one hallway scene when all the lights start to turn off and it's coming towards you. That was really well done. But yeah, it just seems interesting, the fact that we're like having flashbacks between 1947 and modern day, which seems pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's only coming to PC, so I feel like I would snag this if it was on sale for sure, if I could play it. But other than that, I probably won't be able to, in the near future.
Yeah, I feel like in the long run, if it were to come down for you to getting an Xbox or upgrading your PC, I think the PC would be the option for you. You can play all of these.
I agree. I feel like instead of going to the Xbox Series X or Series S, I just need to upgrade my PC and go through that experience, because it's going to help for future proofing, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely more expensive, especially...
It will be more expensive, for sure.
Especially if you want to last longer and not have to keep constantly upgrading the parts. Right. But if you put the money up front now, you'll be good for another 7 to 10
maybe when
years.
I go back to work and I can save up, then I'll probably consider doing that because I can actually
You
save up
should
for
call it a work experience. Be like, hey guys, I could do work from home.
that. They sent me a Mac for that, so
Ugh.
hey man, it's great with Pro Tools. I'll tell you that right now.
No,
It runs
whatever. I'm really happy with my iPad, iPhone, and
right.
Amazon MacBook Pro, all getting all my text messages. So
It's amazing.
I can't complain.
Cool. All right, moving on to Monstrum 2, Q4 of 2020, only on PC. It's an asymmetric multiplayer survival horror from Team Junkfish, set on an abandoned sea fort. Hunt players down as a terrifying monster or embrace stealth gameplay as a prisoner who is trying to escape. Seems like it could be friends with friends. It's just another version of Dead by Daylight to me, honestly, and I'm not interested at all.
Yeah, I definitely I've been hoping that I can get you to play Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th for a while.
Right.
Obviously, Friday the 13th is a much more stripped down version of Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
But this one didn't do anything for me. Like, I didn't even write anything down because it didn't do anything to me to separate it or even match that of games already created. So
right.
I don't need it, and I'm not going to get it.
I'm passing.
Yeah.
Cool. Next.
Next was Unholy, coming out for the PC from Duality Games. Become Saida, a mother in search of her abducted child, venture through morbid streets of the last city on a dying planet. Challenge a repressive regime under which your whole life is determined by which social caste you belong to.
I don't know what that's supposed to be.
I don't know either.
Cast?
I didn't know what the trailer was supposed to be either. So.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a trailer made everything look super messed up, though. I'll say that it was very dark and creepy.
Yeah,
but
I'm not gonna play this one. So
yeah, this doesn't.
It's not my thing.
This does. Yeah, this is not my thing. This does not. This doesn't seem to interest me enough, so I'm gonna pass as well.
Yep.
Easy.
Yeah.
Next, Sons of Forest.
Another one.
Last but not least, we got the Sons of the Forest to be announced on PC as well as PS4. The horror survival sequel to The Forest. We don't know much about this one other than you can appear to be with some sort of SWAT team on a helicopter, which of course crashes on what might be the same island. We don't know. I'm not sure if they intended to go to this island or if they just crossed the island's path, but I really feel like that traffic control should be warned about this area, like not to fly over it, because people seem to constantly crash over this area and they just disappear forever. But it looks like more of the same, but possibly co-op might be more of the focus because in the trailer they show you following like another SWAT team member. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play into it, but it looks like there might be more gunplay. So which could be cool.
The hint of gameplay where it showed players exploring it just felt more fluid and easier moving than the last game already.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless I was playing in VR, there was very little to distinguish it from other games in the genre. Like when I was playing it, I'm like, this is just like 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, except it looked better than 7 Days to Die, I think, personally.
Yeah, well, I mean, 7 Days to Die, we played entirely in alpha.
Mm-hmm. True, fair enough.
I think it's still in alpha. I don't think that one's in beta even.
The game actually has improved a lot. Like the shaders and everything, they've done a lot of work on that game. And it continues to look better and better.
Obviously, The Forest was more polished, and it had the story of you trying to find your son.
Right.
And so that's a motivator to keep you going besides building the coolest house.
Right, and
I think the most enjoyment I had was how long we spent building that log cabin.
Dude.
And then we cut down the tree and it absolutely destroyed it.
We spent like a half an hour on that freaking cabin, and then I literally stopped doing what I was doing to watch the tree fall. I was like, oh, it's going to hit the cabin. Cabin explodes into smithereens. If you guys want to check out that clip, it's on my Instagram. It is absolutely hilarious.
I did not expect the game to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
That grounded?
Like advanced enough, like sophisticated enough to be able to have this falling tree destroy the house that we built. I just expected it to like clip through it, and then maybe you'd have to go inside the house to pick up the pieces. But
right?
No, it destroyed all of the wood, and we're like, fine, we'll just make a new house somewhere else.
That's so stupid.
I was so upset.
But honestly, that's the reason. It's moments like that though why I do want to pick this up. So I probably would definitely I want to beat the first and then pick this one up on sale for sure.
Cool.
So cool.
Awesome.
Well, that's our main topic.
That was all of the horror games that Nathan is very excited for, and one or two that I liked.
I'm still going with that title. I don't care what you say. All right, moving on to...
The people are misled. I don't want them to think I'm into this.
They clearly are not going to think you're into this because you've been so like like open about
I've
it the
been
entire
thinking
time.
about it all week. When you wrote it, you're like, it's just a placeholder. And I'm like, all right.
Fair enough.
Then you said it out loud, and I'm like, you lied to me.
Okay, cool. So before we jump into Give It an Hour reviews, we're gonna do 10 words or less, where we pick a game and we try to describe the game in 10 words or less to the other person, and if they can guess the game in less words, they get more points. So, Jeff, why don't you do the honor of going first?
Okay. All right. So you're either gonna get this right away, or you're not gonna get it at all.
Great.
So the first word is snow.
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 Snow. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
Hmm.
Farm.
Oh, hang on. Stardew Valley?
No.
Okay.
Crooked.
Crooked. Snow, farm, and crooked. Oh, man. Crooked. Oh, hang on. Maybe this isn't the kind of game I'm thinking of. Crooked. I'm gonna need another word.
Faith.
Faith. Man. These are not the words I want. It's not helping. Okay, so this is very abstract then, like, or it's just completely obvious. Snow, farm, crooked, and faith. Hell, you snow. What is
If you don't get it after the next word, I'll give you a hint. But I want you to keep guessing.
All right, go ahead. Next word.
Choice.
So you have to make choices. Takes place in the snow. You farm apparently, or you're on a farm.
And then I will tell you 3 of those 5 are names.
Wow. Crooked, faith, and snow?
I'm not telling you which 3.
Dang it. What are the words again? Snow, crooked, farm, faith,
choice.
Choice. Snow, crooked. Wait. Is this Telltale's what's the big bad wolf one? Oh my god. I can't think of the name. It's the it's the werewolf one. The big
I don't
bad
know if I should give you credit for
I forget the name of the game. But I know what it is.
You were right. It is The Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us. Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't think you would have been able to get it if I didn't tell you they were names.
No,
so
you
Snow White, The Crooked Man, and then Faith. The other words were going to be Noir, Mirror, Ribbon, Toad, and Sheriff.
I would have probably figured out with Noir.
Yeah.
Actually.
So yeah, I was debating which should come first, Choice or Noir. And I almost put Episodic, but I think Episodic would have given it away.
Yeah, I think you're right. I totally would have given it away. But yeah, the Noir, I think I would have narrowed it down. But the fact that you said the names was the big one, because I would not have gotten to both Among Us at all.
I felt like for the words I chose, I should give you a hint.
If you'd have said fairy tales, that would have been another one.
That I almost put that one up there, and I'm like, no.
No. Okay, cool. So how many was that?
So you got it after 5 words, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 points.
6 points. Cool. 6 points for me. Okay, here we go. RPG.
Next word.
Battle.
Next word.
Choices.
Fable.
No.
Okay.
Monsters. You're gonna get this at some point. I know you will.
We'll see.
Trust me, you will. The words are pretty obvious later on.
Monster. Yeah, because the first 3 are genres, you jerk.
But they're actual descriptions in the Wikipedia, and they're actually used in the game as well. These words.
Monster choices. Another word.
Underground.
That didn't help me at all.
The next one should.
What kind of laugh is that? How many words is that? 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
So if I don't get it here,
I
you
win.
win.
Yes.
Underground.
For those of you who are listening, you should be here live watching Jeff's face right now. It's amazing.
I know. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Nope.
Yeah.
Next word, child.
Child.
Mm-hmm.
The Last of Us.
Nope. Pacifist.
Undertale.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, man. So that was what? 3
7
points?
words?
Yeah.
7 words. I think I get 1, 2,
Oh, did you get a freebie for the...
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 4 points.
Okay, 4 points. All right.
Because if I get on the first word, that's 10 points.
Right. That's right. Oops. I'm going to do that. All right. There you go. Undertale.
Right, well, you beat me 2 weeks in a row. I think I'm still ahead overall, but
You still
I'm
are.
starting to get nervous,
You still are ahead.
and I don't like this.
All right, cool. Now we're moving on to Give It an Hour review, the main event. We played Control. This was Jeff's request. So Jeff, since it was your request, why don't you start off with how you thought about it?
I thought right off the bat it was a 100% gorgeous game.
Yes.
I definitely think it's a game that you're supposed to experience with headphones.
Yes.
So
Also,
I
yes.
initially put it in, and me and Emily listened to it together. Her voice acting is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it relied too much on her talking throughout while you're doing anything to move the story along.
Yes.
And not enough telling at some points, especially in the beginning. Because once she was talking for a long time, I would notice myself like more visually engaged than through words.
Right.
So it was hard for me to follow what she was talking about.
Yes.
But all of the characters, especially that janitor, were very distinct and engaging.
Mm-hmm.
What I did is I actually streamed it to my computer so that my lights changed with the game, because it was very like different at times, and it was like
that is epic.
Go into a room and everything would be red, and my room would be red with it.
Holy
and
shit!
It was so immersive in that way. I had a really hard time with the gunplay in this game. I really suck at shooting. So I at first did the assist for the aiming, and then I did auto lock, and that's where I started to do really good. I was killing everybody. I like that it just reloads itself by recharging your ammo. I'm not sure how far you got, but I definitely got to the second superpower.
Yes, I did too.
With the throwing things.
Yes.
That was my favorite thing to use so far.
Dude.
I also thought the melee was really satisfying.
Yes.
Like, you could blow up the environments and the desks around you.
Dude.
And I was having such a I wish I was able to kill more of the bad guys with that.
Yes.
Because that was one of the most satisfying ways to kill a bad guy, rather than just shooting them in the face.
Right.
I wish I took down more notes, because it was oftentimes where I would just pick it up and play it for half an hour, and I wouldn't want to stop to write things down.
Right.
I just wanted to play it through.
You wanted to experience it.
This was one of the first games where I was just like, I just want to keep playing. I don't want to stop and pause and write down.
Right.
For that, like, Emily was watching me the first time, and then when she found out I played it again without her, she's like, "Can you wait for me if you're gonna play the game again? I really want to be in the room when you play." Like, so she really was thrown into it as well, and your wallpaper just popped up.
I know. I'm sorry. It's fine now.
This is I'm hopefully more that you say because you just played it today will trigger thoughts for me. But this
Mm-hmm.
is definitely a game I want to continue playing.
Mm-hmm.
But I purposely purchased the Ultimate Edition because I want to play it on the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
I played it on the PlayStation Pro, and it still had some points where it would stutter, especially after you would pause. It took a couple seconds for it to jump back in.
Dude, before you even stop, as soon as you said especially, like your whole camera just froze.
Oh,
The audio froze for a second. You're like, it lags when especially when. Sorry, keep going. But yes, you're right.
I was starting like I'm playing the PlayStation 4 Pro. This
Right.
is like the only console that might beat it is the whatever the Xbox Pro was.
Right.
It wasn't the Series X because that's the new one. But
Right.
if it doesn't work on this console as well as it should, then it needs to not be on console. So it was
Right.
very frustrating for me that I shelled out for a second PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
and it still didn't run the way that it was supposed to.
Right.
So I'm very excited to play it on PlayStation 4. I was if you died, I went further back once again than I wanted to. Because I think I was fighting like the first flying boss.
Okay.
Flying character.
Okay.
And I died quite a few times because I didn't turn on aim lock yet.
Oh,
and then when I
okay.
did, it was too easy, which was a little frustrating because
that
then I
sucks.
could just like hold aim and then shoot.
Right. Right.
And but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pick it up again until the PlayStation 5, but I definitely enjoyed the story and the feeling of the gameplay so far. So I will definitely beat this one.
Nice. Yeah, the first thing I noticed when I walked in this game, just absolutely gorgeous, like you said. The one thing though, it felt like the controls were extremely twitchy, like almost too sensitive. I actually had to lower the sensitivity down to 35 because I would make a slight movement with the stick and my whole body would just fly and like turn really quickly. I was like, oh whoa, this is too much. So I lowered the sensitivity. Was that?
I also felt like she moved too quickly sometimes.
Yes,
like slow down.
Her strafing was just like.
This is the first time I've complained about that in a game. Like sprinted.
I know, yeah. She'd go way too fast. So I'd lower the sensitivity a little bit. That was fine. But yeah, mocap was absolutely gorgeous with the janitor. That's where I first noticed it. I was like, wow, this looks really good. Beautiful design. I just felt Inception. I felt Inception everywhere with the blocks just coming together and disappearing and going away and building bridges and everything. It was really beautifully designed. The game looks great. Voice acting's fantastic. Yes, the lag definitely was horrible at the pause menu. I noticed that as well. The intro was fantastic. It was such a cool. I felt like I was watching a Netflix show intro. It was so like honestly, as I was playing the game, I felt like I was watching a movie at times because like the title cards would pop up, like the big bold white title cards. The aesthetic of the visuals in this game are just over the top beautiful. I was overwhelmed with the visuals. So good. I, on the other hand, never turned on aim assist, and I am awesome. I'm kidding. I'm not awesome. But if you watch the stream, you'll see I did get pretty good at shooting with the gun. It's just you kind of have to just run straight at these guys while you're shooting and kind of start center mass and work your way up their bodies, and it actually works pretty well. But I only died like maybe 2 or 3 times total within the first hour.
More than that, like I don't. Is there difficulty levels in this game? I don't remember setting one.
No difficulty levels. I said that as soon as I started playing.
I felt like if I got too close, they just they would shoot me from the side.
Interesting.
Like other ones.
Yeah, no, I had no problem because I was just constantly running. I was constantly strafing and moving around and shooting at the same time. The first like few guys, I was like crap, but eventually I got the hang of it and I was doing pretty well. I was getting headshots, and I just loved the fast-paced action. It was so refreshing because I'm used to playing slower games and more realistic grounded games, and this just was completely the opposite. But I do agree though. I feel like there was almost too much information to take in at times with the visuals and the dialogue. Yeah. This game you have to sit down and have no distraction whatsoever because there's so much happening and there's so much conversation between herself and her internal mind, and then the conversation she's having about what her goals are. There was just a lot of info to take in. So, but with that said, the story is really intriguing. And that alone, the story alone is enough for me to want to play this game. But I'm with you on the PS5 idea. I don't think I'm going to touch this game again until PS5 drops, and then I'm going to pick this up again because this game is phenomenally fun, and I can see why IGN gave it Game of the Year. It's really fun.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, man, and picking up the items and throwing it, also super fun, just super satisfying, especially when you first learn the actual ability to do that. I accidentally threw it at the ground, and the ground smashed inward, and all the bits of tile like cracked and smashed.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
It felt like everything in that building could react to what was going on.
Everything was destructible from what it seemed. And
I had a really hard time with the map getting played. I felt like I could follow a path and it would lead me to nowhere.
Nice. Yeah, the map was a little bit rough. I agree. That was a little weird.
And I'm hoping it seems like most of the game's supposed to take place in that building because that's the point. But I could tell, I was like, okay, I want to go here.
Yes.
And I would try 4 different ways to head in that direction, and I would end back in a room I've already been in.
Yeah, I agree. Getting around is a little bit jarring. The map's pretty important, it seems. Also, I noticed that there's a lot of collectibles, just a lot of documents laying around. I'm almost positive that they're going to be part of a trophy or something, but I almost thought that they were overwhelmingly annoying, to be honest. Like, there was way too many of them, to the point I'm thinking, if this is actually a trophy, I hate this game. The fact that they would make you pick up so many documents and articles that absolutely mean nothing to the game. There might be some lore in the reading, but honestly, I was just trying to get through the game enough in the hour to kind of get a feel for the game. But there was just a lot of documents and articles and audio tapes to listen to, just a lot of reading and listening. So I don't know. I feel like this is a game you can't have a time limit on. You have to basically be able to sit down and just drown everything out and focus 100%.
Yeah. And I think they're trying to add a lot of, because you're going to have to backtrack a lot. And you're going to have the different levels of the security clearance.
The clearance, right.
So it gives you especially more reason to go back and explore places that you've already been. But that's a little frustrating to me.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know. But ultimately, the game is just gorgeous. The acting is phenomenal. The mocap, the aesthetic is beautiful. The design is great. I'm definitely gonna keep playing this, and I'm gonna wait for PS5 to jump in again because I really want to see. I want to see how smoothly it runs on the PS5.
Yep. And it's not like a backwards compatible better. It's like a full PlayStation 5 version.
Exactly.
So
they've completely boosted
it.
They've completely boosted it. Cool. So yeah, that was our game of the Give It an Hour game. We actually did get an Instagram review from Toast13 Toast. The second Toast S is with a 5. He said, I can't really participate in this properly, but God, what a game. Remedy always brings the Twilight Zone Twin Peaks influence into their games. Even if that doesn't grip you in an enthralling story, excellent graphics, the environmental destruction alone blows everything out of the water, and gunplay is fantastic. Can't wait to do the DLC soon. Awesome game that got pushed to the side a little, and definitely worth the price it's going for now.
Yeah, $40 for the Ultimate Edition was I was like, oh, deal.
Totally worth it.
Because the regular version's still $60.
What?
And so the fact that I was able to get all of the DLC with the game for $40, and that was the regular price, that was a no-brainer for me.
They must have done that because of all the flack they got for the upgrade, probably.
Yeah, and so it sucks for the people who already got.
That does suck.
Yeah, so it's not like you can buy the DLC and be done. You have to have the Ultimate Edition.
Right.
So they would have to double dip on that game.
Right. Yeah. So again, if you guys want to have your review read like Toast13 Toast did, every week we post we post the game of the week on our Instagram and our Twitter, and we're gonna tell you right now the Give It an Hour game of the week. My pick is gonna be Blair Witch on PS4. It's I think I want to say $20 right now, or maybe it's $30. I don't know. I really want to play this game. It looks really cool. It looks like a full game too, which is why the price is like half the price of a full game. But it does look like it's a full story driven experience kind of game. So Blair Witch is the game. If you want to play along, play for an hour, send us your review via Instagram or Twitter, or you can email us at contact@backlogandbeyond.com. And you can also send us other questions there too, or ideas for topics of the show. If you want to just say hi, whatever, you can contact us that way. But yeah, so
for that game, they just announced it's coming out for the Oculus Quest.
oh,
And I'm getting the Oculus Quest 2 on Tuesday.
mm.
So I may wear a diaper and put in that game.
That's fantastic if you can do it on Oculus. That'd be really cool to get a review from that perspective.
Yep. So I might do it that way so we both have different experiences. If I have time, I'll do both because I assume you already got it for PlayStation.
I did. I got it. I picked it up today.
Great. So I'm going to do that. That's
Great.
exciting.
Sweet. Yeah. So that's awesome. Thanks guys for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're watching the VOD or if you're here live on Twitch right now, doesn't seem like there is anybody watching live on Twitch, but we'd love to have you here.
Please watch eventually.
I'm not worried. I'm just having fun doing this. So yeah, you can contact me or you can follow me on all the social medias at Adventure Hawkins. On Twitter, Adventure is just without the E. And Jeff?
I'm Zavadabadoo on Instagram and Twitter. I'm that darn Jeff for now on Twitch because I just found it out while I was trying to log in that I never saved it.
Cool.
And yeah, so I don't stream, but I eventually or at some points make fun of Nathan on Twitter and Instagram. So if you enjoy that, please follow me.
Yeah, if you enjoy
That's
watching,
pretty much all I post.
Yeah. Jeff doesn't really go on Twitter. He just goes on Twitter to follow me, and then he just makes fun of me on Twitter.
I don't follow. I need to make a second account that's just one followed. It's Nathan. The name of it's going to be like, My Girls Come First.
You jerk. All right. Well, before we leave, I got a joke for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Robin, the Batmobile isn't starting. Batman, did you charge the battery? Robin, what the hell's a turry?
All right, you were at a disadvantage because I read that one.
Dang it.
But the first time I read that on Reddit, I did enjoy it.
Oh, good. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Battery.